What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are cleaning out the garage. I've been talking about doing a garage clean out for a little while now. We actually started the process a few weeks ago and are finally wrapping things up. So in today's video, I'm going to show you some of the progress we made, my tips and tricks for keeping things organized and prioritizing what to hold on to, what to get rid of, how to go about holding on to it, storage options, staying organized in that sense, and then also show you some of the things I'm holding on to because as you may know, or as you may have seen in some previous videos, I am planning on holding on to a lot of our current baby items because we are planning on having more children in the future. So a lot of like Christian's toys and clothes and, you know, bigger items, I'm still holding on to it and we're storing them in our garage. So I'm going to be showing you how we're doing that and then what my tips and tricks are for storage and doing kind of like a spring cleaning. Like I feel like now is the time of year where everybody's doing a spring cleaning and feeling nice and fresh and ready to take on the summer with a clean, organized space. I'm so excited. I should probably also mention that we use our garage just for storage and just for parking our cars. So we don't have a super nice like furnished garage. It's nothing fancy. You're not going to see like super polished, really pretty Pinterest like inspiration, but this is real life, like real solutions and real tips and tricks that you can implement today, even if you don't have the nicest like blogger worthy space. I just wanted to preface this video with that because I do want to give you a lot of tips and tricks and inspiration for getting organized overall, but it might not be like the prettiest looking, you know what I'm saying? So without further ado, let's just get into it. All right, so I'm going to take you guys into my garage. It's a little messy because as you can tell, it's still a work in progress. I actually have a whole pile of things to donate right here, as well as things to store and put away and get organized here. Surprisingly, this actually looks much better than it did before. So as I mentioned, we started the process a few weeks ago. I'm going to see what clips I can find from that time and insert those right here. We also did some organizing yesterday, but Christian was not having it. We were having some filming difficulties. So I'm picking things back up on my own today, but I will insert that footage as well, just so that you can see some of the progress. I'll do a voiceover and talk you through my tips and tricks and what worked and what we've been implementing so far, and then I'll pop back on to finish things out today and show you what I'm wrapping up this afternoon. So believe it or not, things actually looked much worse a few weeks ago. So this is what Jordan and I are bad at. We're bad at creating clusters of things like this, like just piling things up, not keeping it organized, not keeping on track with things. So we're going to organize that today and get some of this stuff up on the shelves, make ourselves a little more productive. So first step is to open up the garage so we can get some more light in here. And then we're probably just going to grab everything and organize it by putting it in the center of our garage. So when we've done that before, that's the very first thing we do is we sort of start on this side of the room and go shelf by shelf, and then we'll place things either in piles of things we want to keep, things we want to donate, or things we want to store. So that's the first step.
So the first thing that we did was to start going through some of the baby items that we know we want to hold on to for a second child somewhere down the line. One of those things was a pack and play. So we bought this whole set that actually is able to be set up for a newborn, but then it also has a travel pack and play that we've used recently. But we decided to just store it and go ahead and put it on the shelves in our garage because Christian hasn't been loving it lately when we travel. So we put it on the second shelf. That way it's just good to go whenever the time comes to reach for it.
All right, so then for today, I am getting some things ready to donate. We actually have a donation pickup coming this afternoon. So that's what this whole pile is right here. Then I have these boxes here that I'm going to add more to store and add to the shelves behind us. And then this is all, I feel like a weathercaster right now, like trying to figure out how to point to these things with it showing up on the screen. But this is all stuff that's left from our organization. So that's all I have to do to like pick through and pick what to continue storing and holding on to and what to donate.
Next up, it was time to go through some of the items that we have excess of in storage in our garage currently. So for example, I have these 2 bags here of Christmas wrapping supplies or holiday wrapping supplies. What I decided to do was to condense these, go through and get rid of things that really weren't that great of quality or things I likely wouldn't use and condense them into one bag. I did the same thing with our dog clothes. I used to have a ton of dog clothes, so I went through and I picked out just the good quality items. I threw out all of the nasty toys that they won't be playing with or that we don't need to hold on to or we haven't used recently, and I made sure to only use the items that I could see us using in the near future. Then I had just one box to store on our shelf, and it was super easy and much more clean. After that, I grabbed a couple of items to put in our donation pile. I put away this box of sun chips into our kitchen, and then I realized I had a whole box just of extra party decorations left over from Christian's first birthday party. So I decided to put this in a storage box because these are decorations I might want to use in the future for future children or for future holidays. So I do want to hold on to them, but I don't need them cluttering up the shelves the way I currently have them placed. So by putting them in a storage box, it's just much more organized, much more easy to keep track of. And then that whole room that was on the shelf is now available for me to put a baby bathtub, which we are also holding on to for the future.
All right, next up are these boxes. When we originally went through our garage, we just took down all the boxes that we haven't opened in years. We went through them and decided what we wanted to keep and store or donate, and so that's what I'm going to do with these boxes right now. I have no idea what's in there. I think a lot of it's like computer boxes and things like that too, like things we don't need to be holding on to, but I haven't opened them in like 2 years, so we'll see what's inside. All right, so here's the haul. So we did this a bunch of times before, but these are the last 3 remaining boxes. This one was labeled for my office, and it looks like it's a bunch of extra hats and jewelry from when I tried to start a little jewelry boutique years and years ago. These are like some laptop boxes that I've been holding on to forever, which are probably good to store just in case, same with the watch band, just in case I want to sell them. But like a lot of these things I don't need. So we'll go through it. This phone I don't even have anymore, so I don't need the box. So this is a good example of something I want to store. So this blue box that just came out of one of those cardboard boxes has all of the cards that we received for our wedding, like all of the greeting cards. There's extra copies of our wedding invitations in here. I definitely want to hold on to those. So those are going to go in a storage box, and we'll keep it in the garage because I don't want to get rid of those. Oh my gosh, same with this. Oh my gosh, you guys. Jordan gave me this Love Struck perfume when I was in college, I think, because I used to be obsessed with Vera Wang. And this is like my memory box of us together. There's all these memories in here, like this is from prom. This is like the little fake passport invitation from when Jordan and I went to prom together. How cute is that? These are rose petals from our wedding. I don't know where this recipe comes from. Nice. Oh, this is a card when I was engaged from all my old coworkers. Other cards from us getting married. These are some roses that Jordan gave me. All these little like keys and hotel things and beer bottle caps. Look at this. This was a fake ID, like a knockoff fake ID that Jordan had, but it was like a California Josh Hartnett fake ID. There's Jordan's middle school ID. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to show this to him. That's crazy. That's definitely something I want to store. So all of that memorabilia, a lot of these boxes behind me, that's what those are memories and things like that that we want to hold on to forever. So those are things I'm going to store and make sure that we're keeping and holding on to as well.
So like I mentioned, I will be packing up these things and holding on to them in our garage because I'm lucky enough to have that space. But if you don't have a garage or you don't have the additional storage in your place, then I would highly recommend utilizing self-storage. So today's video is a partnership with Simply Self Storage, and they're amazing because they have so many great benefits. A few of them primarily include your first month is free. You don't need a credit card to make a reservation, and they have really flexible and free ways of reserving storage units online. And then they also have a lot of convenient locations. I know when I put in just my neighborhood, I was able to see several locations just nearby me too. But we actually utilized self-storage when we first moved to California as a way of getting on our feet and holding on to the belongings that were really important to us, but not having them clutter up our current living space. So like I mentioned, if you're tight on storage or you don't have a garage or you don't have the extra room, definitely utilize self-storage. I will have the links down below so that you guys can check out Simply Self-Storage. It's a great way to hold on to what's important without overwhelming your current living space.
Areas like this behind me are my worst enemy because I tend to let them get super cluttered. So like this area, for example, this is where we keep our tools, and our tendency, as you can probably tell, is to grab a tool, to grab nails or to grab command strips, and after we use it, we just put it here. So the key is to get it organized and then keep it organized. So right now we're going to clean up this whole area and make it much more usable.
You can see how once I cleared up the clutter, it made so much more room for my luggage to all of a sudden be able to fit on the shelf. It's crazy. And then another one of my tips is to store your items in the same boxes that they came in. So you'll notice that this jumper we're holding onto and the pack and play are in the same boxes that they arrived in. And by keeping them there, it just makes it really easy to store so they fit on the shelves and we can really clearly see what we're holding on to. Again, I moved all the baby things over towards the middle of the shelves and also the higher parts of the shelves. I know we won't be using these items right away, so it's okay if they're a little out of the way and they're higher to reach. I tried to put the items that we'll use most soon towards the middle of the shelves because they're easier to grasp. And then the Christmas decorations and the baby items are on the very top and the very bottom shelves. I would also recommend using clear storage containers like these because it makes it really easy to see what it is that you're holding on to. I also like to color code my storage containers based on the lid color, so that way I can see if it's a holiday storage container or if it's something else.
And we are finally done. So that is it for today's garage clean out and organization video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thank you for following along with me, and I feel like you guys all helped me get organized and clean today, so I appreciate it. Leave me a comment, let me know how you guys like to stay organized and what some of your favorite tips and tricks for storage and keeping organized and keeping clean and on task are. I would love to hear from you guys. And of course, let me know any other requests you have for future videos too. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.